Northwest Outdoorsman is presented by Worksharp. This week on the Northwest Outdoorsman,
You gotta just reel.
we're fishing for coho salmon in western Washington.
Conditions are great. Here's a fish. Feels like a Chinooki. Nice.
Switching.
Switching. See that?
Pretty nice, huh?
Oh.
The Northwest Outdoorsman, presented by Worksharp, is brought to you by Mack's Lure, Explore the Dalles, Tonic Polarized Eyewear, the Northwest Outdoorsman Rod Series, Valley Marine. The coastal rivers of the Pacific Northwest have unmatched beauty. These waters hold the iconic salmon, which have been a staple for Native Americans for centuries and are revered by outdoorsmen and women today. Duane Inglin has been fishing coastal rivers in western Washington his entire life. Sharing his passion and knowledge is his trademark, and now Rich Harrod and the guys from Mack's Lure join Duane on a drift in Coho waters.
Drove up in the dark, left one vehicle in one spot, took the vehicle up, put the boat in.
He knew I fished and he said, hey, you need to come down and see me.
Duane knows where the fish are roughly going to be because he'd fished it a couple days prior. So he knows where the fish are going to be. So you go and you're going to launch, you're going to pick up in one spot and you're going to launch in another spot, and we're going to fish this certain 8-10 miles of river.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby and I have fished together, and we've spent time together at various functions and whatnot, and I'm always chipping at his ear, hey, get over here and salmon fish or steelhead, whatever.
And yeah, they're not a real launch. They're, you know, like a spot that you can get a boat into.
This way. Oop. The top part of putting in up there, we walked the boat quite a ways. I think we're probably good with, but you know, we have 4 guys in here.
I just love fishing those coastal rivers. Like, you know, I did a lot of it when I was younger, and the scenery in those places is just beautiful. And so when we started pushing that boat down in that shallow spot, and it was just so beautiful, it's just brought back a flood of all of those memories.
I tried training a mule, but they don't want to walk in the river all day. So.
Oh, it was so peaceful. You could do that every morning. You really couldn't ask for a better day when we were out there. A little bit brisk, but we had that fog and sun peered through. Trees were turning colors, and it was beautiful.
That one likes to just throw you right into the weeds, man. All right, get your rods organized. We got a little more water, so I think we're fine. Okay.
So there's a pretty big learning curve, especially right off the bat, you know, casting a 10-foot casting reel.
Right after this little stick in the water there, that little current seam on the right.
Okay, so you want me, you're going to turn sideways and...
Usually I'll put the boat at like a 45.
Okay.
3 old guys and 1 young buck in the boat, and river fishing is different. But you know, not everybody has done a whole lot of bobber dogging. Okay, and so for me to be successful moving in the drift boat, covering ground, you have to be able to cast. Bobby, you can stand up and cast downriver right now. Britton's going to cast between you and however far back he wants to go. There you go, money. Now Britton, cast right at the branches, right on the side there. And keep it out of the tree.
Oh my.
Does your husband fish? My dad used to say that to me. Excuse me, ma'am, does your husband fish? You want to reel that all the way. Did you get a backlash already?
No.
Okay. Might be just a skosh too much weight. We're just doing a little casting practice for Britton here.
I'll get this out of the way.
Fish just went ripping up river. Now feed it line, let line out, just let it run.
First few casts were difficult. It was definitely a learning curve. It was something I hadn't done before. I felt pretty confident going in, and you get humbled pretty quickly.
Now, mend your line, keep it within a couple feet of the float. Yep, if it sticks for a minute, you just give it a little pop, drop your rod down, you gotta go into this tree.
Duane did an awesome job just kind of walking us all the way through it, especially me having not done it before.
I'm not ashamed. For the first time,
No, you're learning.
We're gonna get this going.
Oh,
Miss him?
yeah, I think so. What happened there? I don't know. It's too early anymore. I need more coffee. I got the braid wrap going. Look at this.
Coming up after the break,
That's a Chinook here. We're gonna go over to the shore. Here's a fish.
the Northwest Outdoorsman, presented by Worksharp, is brought to you by Mack's Lure. Explore the Dalles. Tonic Polarized Eyewear. The Northwest Outdoorsman Rod Series. Valley Marine. Welcome back. The guys are still looking for their first fish.
Oh,
Miss him?
yeah, I think so. What happened there? I don't know. It's too early anymore. I need more coffee. It was a lot of banter, it was a lot of fun. We're trying to put this presentation in the travel lane where the fish are gonna be. You missed one, Britton. He's back there yelling at you.
Screaming at me.
Yep.
I'm never casting over you, right?
I
always have to stay between these
When I
floats.
get down
Yeah.
3/4 of the way through the drift, I'll go down and find some fish. Time to move. Go find some fish. Give it a line, Britton. Hold on. Oh my God, that's a Chinook here. We're gonna go over to the shore. You might be foul hooked. Okay, easy, dude. It's not a it's not a walleye.
It was, and I'm a little hard-headed. Sometimes I take criticism a little tough. It was all in good nature. We got it figured out by the end of the trip.
Britton, yeah, you have a fish on.
Yes, sir. Tell me to yank on it.
We were bobber dog, and we were just running a little bit different style. So it was very different to me, how that whole style of fishing was. I had to figure it out.
What you got, Bobby?
Stick.
Okay.
Bad stick.
Rock.
Rockfish.
Oh, still a sharp hook.
So we're gonna fish this little bucket right here by the wood, and then we may go back in the cove there and twitch jigs. All right.
There's a fish in there.
My expectations were there should be fish in almost every deep hole, bend, inside pocket, what have you, that we come to. It just wasn't the case. There you go, right to the shore, Britton. Give a line, give a line, give a line. There you go. Nicely done. Oh, bottom. Let out line, let out line, let out line. Anytime you mend and correct, then you want to give it line to try and keep it in the drift.
Duane,
Yeah.
do you, every time you twitch, you let it drop and then reel? Yeah, we get down to another spot, and throwing and casting jigs, retrieving jigs is one of the things that I love. And I have never caught a fish twitching, ever.
So no, so we're gonna let it fall. The rate of fall is pretty good on 1/2 ounce jigs. This is like a 12-foot deep hole, so I'm letting it fall, and then twitch. And you want to just let the rod drop naturally. If you don't get any fish responding, maybe you let it sink a little deeper next time. Especially with coho, when you can get that little bit slower moving water, even with a little riffle on the top, you can still twitch successfully in that type of water. And I think you need to focus on water that's 4 to 6 feet and a little deeper. Let's see if anything's going on. Ooh.
Did you get bit?
Yeah, I missed one. Missed.
Well, you'd heard all the stories of all these fish they were catching all week, and like, what am I doing wrong? Well, I grew up casting spinning reels, and so I was a lot more comfortable with the twitching. It was just more getting the right twitching action down.
Now, it wasn't very productive for us. It's just, I mean, that's salmon fishing. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not. Yeah. I really thought there'd be more fish up here. So, kind of surprising. Conditions are great. Ooh, there's a fish. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it actually started sweeping bottom because I just went a little deeper. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, feels like a Chinookie.
Does it feel like a nookie?
Yeah. He's like, oh, they got a fish on it there. So real big. Yep.
Coming up after the break,
Yeah, you got him. Yeah, nice coho.
Yeah, it is.
How about that?
the Northwest Outdoorsman, presented by Worksharp, is brought to you by Mack's Lure. Explore the Dalles, Tonic Polarized Eyewear, the Northwest Outdoorsman Rod Series, Valley Marine. Welcome back. Duane has a big Chinook on the line.
Wasn't expecting that. I thought it actually started sweeping bottom because I just went a little deeper. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, feels like a Chinookie. Yeah. He's like, oh, they got a fish on it. So real big.
Duane hooked up, and I was really hoping it was a Coho, but it turned out to be a Chinook. You know, unfortunately, when it's slow, I don't get to touch the fishing rod much because I got to keep the camera rolling, hoping someone will catch a fish and tell our story.
So there we go. So after we were done messing around twitching, I thought, well, let's at least throw eggs in here a few times. And it's a deep hole. It's typical. It's scraping a little bit at the top end. It turns the corner, drops down in. And it didn't take long and bob her down. Yellow nostril. Gnarly buck. He's all scarred up already. Look at that guy digging. Gravel, face all beat up. Yeah. Here, let's get some clean water. Yeah, there you go. The elbow's already on fire. And then they let it go before you even ever knew that you had something going on, right?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Okay.
Come on now.
All right. We actually never touched another fish in that spot, and you know, by that time Britain's getting pretty good at casting, and I wasn't having to fix backlashes and stuff like that. We're partway through our whole drift, and we're starting to get things down.
We're throwing a half-ounce rock dancer, chartreuse in white, maybe chartreuse in black, and with some UV bait scents on it.
Well, I need to go down and find some little fresher, more aggressive fish.
The fish just weren't there.
No, special coffee is what you want it to be.
Right.
You make, everyone's special coffee is a little different. These guys like to put a lot of cream and sugar in theirs. I like mine just whiskey black.
Whiskey black.
Back to bobber dogging, and by that time I kind of had a little bit of the hang of it. I could get it somewhere near the seam at least.
Oh. Now we're gonna get down to where they've been doing all this enhancement. Totally changed the river, and there's only a couple spots in there that are worth fishing. On a couple coho in here. Go downriver, Bobby, and go a little closer to shore. So we got 15 feet between you. Yeah, you got him. That's a jack. There you go. Oh, and off he comes into the current. We're kind of getting into some enhancement area that the state's been working on, which is, it's starting to really reshape the river in some regards, and there's some pockets in there where fish should hold. And I've already pulled fish out of there earlier this season. Until we get high water washing against this stuff and carves this back out.
Right.
Then we're gonna have deep holes all along here, man. This will be be good. Right now, they just put this in this summer, so we're not digging out anything behind it yet.
Yeah, we stopped, had some lunch, and we had kind of a pool that we were playing and had a lot of water ripping into it, and then it was kind of cycling in the middle, and we were trying to hit that little middle seam.
But there's just nothing. We're just not finding fish. And I was thinking about the water that's available, and I just said, the heck with it. I'm just gonna push down, and we'll get down to one of my favorite areas on the river. And we're just gonna camp there for a couple hours and see if we can't get our hatchery coho.
Well done. You've done this before.
I know.
Yeah, we get down to Duane's favorite spot, the last chance hole. Everybody got into, fishing the floating jig or floating bobber, with eggs.
Getting the casting down is helping. Helps to fish.
There you go.
Oh my God. I'll let him take it. Made sure he took it good, and I still didn't get that hook into it. Finally a bobber down, huh? There we go.
Coming up after the break,
See that?
There he is.
Oh, that's a Chinook. Answer came through.
the Northwest Outdoorsman, presented by Worksharp, is brought to you by Mack's Lure. Explore the Dalles. Tonic Polarized Eyewear. The Northwest Outdoorsman Rod Series. Valley Marine. Welcome back. The guys are hoping to land some fish in Last Chance Hole.
I'll let him take it. Made sure he took it good, and I still didn't get that hook into it. Finally a bobber down, huh? There we go.
Yeah, we get down to Duane's favorite spot, the Last Chance Hole.
Yeah, nice coho.
Yeah, it is.
How about that? They're a little brighter down here. Bag them on up, Bobby. I'll help you tail it. All right. Well, we'll kick this one back.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds good.
Years ago when I was guiding, firefighting and guiding and trying to just run trips, and I would fish that stretch of river, and this is literally one of the last holes before the takeout.
See that?
Did you get rattled?
Yeah, I had something just grabbed it and let it go.
Same spot, it's just like a little current area.
We get down Last Chance Hole, and true to its name, and I did end up hooking into a really nice native king.
Good job.
Good boy, Britton.
Oh, that's a Chinook. I got excited.
You ever landed a Chinook on a gravel bore?
I have not.
You want a little coaching?
Sure. I've caught Chinook that size, different types of fishing, not in a river, and I mean, that was an experience. It was extremely fun. I learned pretty quickly how to bring a fish into the bank.
And as it gets close, you don't want to get any closer than, say, like 15 feet
Okay.
to your fish. It's like a 45-degree angle. There you go. Just keep walking back. You just back up and get up there on the gravel bar. There you go. It's going to come right in. Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. I'll go that way.
Let's go.
There you go. Good.
That was hella fun.
That was cool, huh?
Hell yeah.
I was extremely proud of Britton. He did a phenomenal job casting that. It would take them 2 weeks fishing straight trying to figure that out. He hooked and landed a Chinook, you know, in that spot down there. Oh, it was great.
Get some clean water. Watch him pull away.
You know, finally it was my chance.
Really good takedown. There was no question. I got on it right away.
Oh,
There he is. You got him?
yeah.
Heck yeah.
Everybody was all kind of packed tight because the fish biting in one spot. So I went off on my own and started throwing twitch and jig. On the rock dancer. Nice.
Hatchery fish. I love watching people catch fish. I love taking people out in the drift boat.
You know, doing stuff that you haven't done for a long time, that whole nostalgic, you can't beat it.
It was definitely an experience that I'm thankful for.
It's time now for another Harrod's Cookhouse recipe, brought to you by Micklich, the Spokane Spice Company. Today we are making Coho with citrus marinade, a recipe adapted from Chef Patty Oliver at PK's Culinary in Grand Coulee, Washington. Start by finely chopping fresh dill and add it to a bowl. Zest a whole lime, whole lemon, and half an orange. Add red pepper flake, olive oil, and soy sauce, then stir ingredients. Pour marinade over fish and add Harrod's Cookhouse lemon and dill seasoning. Fry fish skin down in hot pan until fish begins to turn color. Place fish into a broiler and cook completely. Enjoy with your favorite sides.
Wow.
For this and other great fish and wild game recipes, visit the Harrod Outdoors website and YouTube channel.
I'm a bait guy. You know, I often tell people I have a degree in bait thuggery. So bait is just such a pleasure to fish, and it can be so effective. And this year is one of those years where the coho are really responding to good eggs. And so when you can get on a good bait bite with coho and it continues to go throughout the season and you have plenty of eggs, you just keep fishing bait.